Hi, my name is Ginger and I am the owner of Ginger Snapshots Photography, hence the name. So welcome to my site. I just want to take a moment to introduce myself and talk about the work here at the studio. First, I am primarily a studio portrait photographer, and I am very passionate about being a studio portrait photographer. I have two areas of specialty that I'll talk about first. My first love is newborns. I am absolutely in love with newborn photography. Before I considered photography as a career, I was seeing pictures posted on my photography groups in just different places of newborns, and I fell in love with them, and I knew that's what I wanted to do. And I set out to learn newborn safety, to learn how to safely pose babies, what equipment do you need, where do you start, how warm do you keep the studio, all of those little details. And it just became the primary focus of my business. And I love anything to do with newborns. I don't think there's anything as beautiful as a newborn baby. And I think it's so important to capture that. They change so much in those first few weeks of life, and it's just so important to capture it. If you ask, are you trendy or traditional? And I would say both. I love the traditional pictures of maybe the baby on the posing bed with just a simple wrap, maybe the mother holding the baby, to the trendy poses of the baby inside the little bowls and buckets and beds is what we would say. My favorite pose, whether it's on the posing bed or peeking over a bucket, is the chin on hands pose. I just love that. I also love backlit images, and I actually created a whole package called Pure and Simple. And it is where the baby's wearing white, the posing bed's white, the studio is white, and most of it is backlit. The parents are wearing white. And what that does is it's just crisp and clean and timeless, and it puts the focus on the baby and the parents. There are no distractions. At the same time, I strive to create an experience and a personalization for the newborn sessions. That if you have a personalized blankets, then let's put it in there. Maybe I had one person ask to incorporate grandmother's shirt because the grandmother had just died. I had another one where the grandfather had died and the baby wore the grandfather's ring, and it was beautiful actually. And so I just love any of those type of things, trendy, traditional, all of it, and anything in between. Like I said, I think what differentiates me from other photographers, or what I strive to be the thing that differentiates me, is my focus on both experience and quality. So I think any photographer wants to produce good work, but I specifically want to create a good experience that when the parents come back, the person that just got the headshot, whoever it is that comes into my studio, that they look back at with great memories, that they say, oh, do you remember when we got those pictures taken? And that it's a good experience. And then I especially want to do that for newborns because, having a newborn is such a big transition in life, and I think you need that time to relax and not be stressed out about the photos while you know that it's important to capture it. The second area is headshots, and I love that too, and it is very different. It's going from the newborns to the headshot. They're both very different. Headshots are usually from an adult that wants to start something new in his life, maybe a new transition to a new job, a new hairstyle, a new chapter, that they're just wanting something that's fresh and for them. And somehow it seems like whenever an adult coming in for a headshot or a branding session, when they come in, they're looking at a new chapter in their life, and they have a story to tell. And I get to help them tell that story. Really, I would say anything about portrait photography is storytelling, and it's an excitement and a challenge of telling someone else's story. So when I do the headshots, I'm trying to capture that personality. So whether that's a serious person and that's who their personality is, or it's a person that you can't hardly get them to be serious and that's their personality, I love the challenge of both. And I want that person to walk away and say, yep, that's me. That picture represents who I am. And like I said, sometimes that headshot branding, it kind of mixes together, but it's all part of creating something, and a profile, an image for that person. So, having said that, I also love the senior sessions. The milestone sessions are especially joyful, especially if I've done them as a newborn. But you get the challenge of the 9-month-old that's learned to crawl, and they're crawling so fast in your studio, and you're trying to capture that. To the older adult that maybe wants to capture their grandmother while the grandmother's still here, and it's just a relaxed, quiet session. So all of it in between is just a joy to me. Anything in the studio, portrait wise, and I love a good challenge. I love to personalize it. I love to create a good experience. I hope that kind of gives you an idea of the work that I do. Let me tell you about the location. I have a 14 by 28 studio. We built a building behind the house. So if you look on Google Maps, it is in a residential area, and you may see our house instead of the actual studio. But it is, we're working on a separate entrance, but it is a building that is dedicated just to the portraits. It is not large compared to commercial spaces, but it is exactly what I need and what I want. And I think that's it. I hope I've answered your questions and kind of give you an idea of the work that I do, because there's such a variation of photography that you can choose from. So I just hope that I can work with you. I hope you like my style, and I get to meet you. And if there's anything that I've missed, please reach out to me. Call, text, email. I'll answer all of them. So I'll see you later. Bye bye.